Hi, my name is Jasmine. My birthday, for those of you who don't know, is on September 23rd, and I'm on the cusp of being a Virgo and a Libra. That means that I demand perfection and I require balance. My husband will tell you that it means that I'm overly critical and I spend too much time on furniture. Wait, what was that? TMI for sure. There's nothing worse than going to a party or watching a video and getting cornered by somebody you barely know who talks and talks and talks. We've all had those conversations where we wonder if the other person would notice if we just walked away. Most of you understand that it's just rude to talk only about yourself, but how many of you are making that mistake with your website? Let's try this again. Hi, I'm Jasmine Holmes, owner of 910 West, a digital marketing company specializing in website marketing. Content, specifically your messaging, is the secret to a successful website. The best way to create a sales-driven website is by making statements that evoke emotion, create a connection, and demonstrate how you're going to make life better. With all that in mind, the primary goal of a small business website is to tell a story, or several stories really. You need to tell the story that your prospects and clients are telling themselves, how if they could nail just this one thing, their business would ignite. You have to show your visitors that you understand their struggle and that there's a good chance that you know how to solve it. This story transitions naturally into your promise, which shows the results, the after effect of having my problem solved. The promise is the story that you tell about the benefits of action or consequences of inaction. I talk more about this in my video, Does Your Website Solve a Problem? The final story your website should tell is the story of you. People buy from people, so it's critical that all of your marketing, especially your website, includes content that makes a personal connection. Where most business owners go wrong is that they make the story too much about them and not enough about prospects and clients. When you make it too much about you, it's just like being cornered by that conversation hog at a party. You feel trapped, desperate, and are looking for someone, anybody else, to talk to you. You absolutely do not want to make your prospects feel that way unless your goal is to drive them away. Your About page is the place on your website where this is most likely to happen. Like any superhero, you do need an origin story, but the story needs to be written so that it speaks to your customers and is as much about them as it is about you. The best websites weave a complex narrative that connects the visitor's problems with the company's motivation and shows how it could look if you work together. In practical terms, here's how that should look on your website. Starting with your homepage. Your homepage needs to tell the story that your prospects and clients are telling themselves about the problems that you solve. It also needs to show how or why you can solve their problem. Ideally, the story includes a happy ending where you not only tell me how you're going to solve my problem, but you paint a beautiful picture of how awesome it's going to look when you do. That's the second story that your homepage needs to tell. Not just what you do, but how I will feel when you do it for me. We buy an emotion, and the happy ending to my problem story is the emotion that's going to push me from a maybe to a yes. Your services page should also tell the problem plus solution equals results story. This story formula is simply one of the most powerful ways to sell just about anything. And lastly, your About page needs to tell the story about you and your company, but it needs to do it in a way that focuses on your prospect. Use your About story to create a connection with your prospect. As an example, I do this on the About page on our website, where I talk about why we specifically choose to work with smaller local businesses. And it's because I grew up in a small family business and saw how hard it was for my parents. I've lived firsthand the struggle of a small business owner deciding between paying payroll and taking a vacation. And I use my story to make my prospects know that I've walked in their shoes and am intimately familiar with their challenges. It creates a deeper level of trust between us, makes them more likely to want to do business with me. So there you go. That's how you weave story into your home, service, and About pages on your website. If you're struggling to wrap your arms around it, just remember, the best websites tell a story about connecting to overcome adversity.